All right, what's going on, people? It's your boy Drake the Reaper, and guys, I'm here getting it done with the fellas, the guys table, the guys code. We're here talking with one and only Malik, old cousin, getting it done. We're gonna dive into a little bit of just getting the inside scoop on Malik and college and work and just a little backstory of who he is, and we're gonna talk around the table and throw some questions at Malik and how school's going and stuff like that. But
Yep.
from that, it's your boy Dre the Reaper. And guys, is your fitness trainer down here in Houston, Texas,
Yo,
alongside
what's
these
going?
hosts right here. That's quiet and humble.
Yo, what's going on, people? This is Mr. Impact once again in your face. I got some stuff to talk to about this guy. It's been forever since I've seen him. I'm so happy to see you, Malik. Man, welcome.
Been a while. It's been a while for sure.
And you
For sure.
already know what time it is, baby. It's your boy Ro underscore Tassie. You can find me on TikTok over there, baby. I'll be live streaming all the time, helping people one day at a time. So greatly appreciate y'all being here, blessing us with y'all presence. I just want to let y'all know, listen, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Take the time to do so. Hit the like button and drop a comment on what y'all would like to see moving forward. All right. Much love, y'all. Greatly appreciate
For
y'all
sure.
rocking.
Yep. And then it's me. I'm Malik. I do mobile mechanic work. I do all of it. Kind of still a college student at the same time. So just trying to balance life and work and school. So
Nothing wrong with that, man. Love it. Love it. Uh,
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So give a
yeah.
little backstory on that. I mean, well, I'm gonna give you guys a little backstory. Malik is one of the youngest around this table right here. He is um, one of many cousins that we have, but like the one that's still in college and still doing it at a young age. And it's very it's very inspirational to see a young generation like himself take on a tall order like he is. And I just want to give you a big shout out first and give you your flowers. You're doing a good job, and
Appreciate that
Absolutely.
I want you to keep
Absolutely.
pushing, brother. I want you to keep
for
pushing.
sure.
But
That's
definitely just kind of give the people who just watching here just an insight of you could even talk about parents, or you could just talk about who you are personally and some of the things you're looking to do in the future. Give people insight what's going on.
so I mean, basically, grew up South Florida kid, played basketball since young age, and basketball was kind of thing that kept me grounded for a long time. Through all of the little stuff that would happen at home. And
So did you ever do basketball in college or no?
I what I ended up doing this year was I ended up working with the girls team. So I was a practice player for the girls team, and then turned into a manager for the girls team, and then ended up traveling with
Okay.
them. Yeah, so it was a good experience and a good. It was
So
eye
many
opening.
women, so little
Huh?
time. Like you got to help out. I listen, man. I really, it,
I commend you.
salt of the earth kind of
Yeah.
guy. I commend you. Yes, that's
I
awesome.
mean, I
Awesome.
did it for the love of the game, but that's a side
Oh yeah,
plus.
I get it.
But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
got into that and enjoyed it, and it kind of opened my
Literally.
eyes
Everyone is
to,
like,
huh?
hey, hold on, y'all, real quick, my bad. But oh my gosh, Malik, could you rub my leg?
Oh yeah. Is my form right? Am I doing it right? Yes, yes, you are. Yes.
If I have my
Keep that
shots,
up.
if I have it perfect, can you
The
tell me what I need
forward.
to? Do I need to arch my back a little bit more?
Wow.
You keep
Yo,
that up.
hey. You know what? I tell people, man, you have to explore, and part of that, I could only imagine the insight that you're getting being around a lot of women, because you do need to be able
Yeah.
to become. As a young man, I would definitely suggest, and the fact that you're already in that position, I'm like, yo, that's pretty smooth,
It's
man. Just
it's
because,
a it's an eye opening experience only because they have a different perspective on the world. And having
Absolutely.
yeah, and having female friends as well. Having female friends as well has kind of helped me grow on the emotional side. Kind of get in tune with that part of my life. Whereas before it was just like push, 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 like he'll get past it. But like really settling in and feeling the things that I need to feel to then move on, kind of that's helped a
Gotcha.
lot. Yeah,
I will say though, be careful
for
because
sure.
they will tell you, oh, this is the type. They would tell you that this is what they like in a guy when they don't even know what they like in a guy. So be
Yeah,
careful. A lot of times they set you up for the friend zone. You know what I'm saying?
for
And
sure.
that's usually guys are not looking to be in the friend zone. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah.
if you listen to them 100% of what they're saying, you just be like, oh, that's what I need to do. I need to get more in touch with my
Which,
emotional side. And they're
which
like,
is
absolutely.
which is where
But listen
communication.
though, like
No
like like
What
communication though.
happened?
Communication though, we already know is that you have to listen for the things that's not being communicated.
True.
So even if they are trying to veer you off on the right
Absolutely.
path, as a wise guy, you got to
You
read
take
between
bits
the
and
cracks.
pieces. You take
You
bits
got
and
to
pieces
Well,
and you kind of
no,
take
you
them.
read between the lines, the things that's not being verbally said. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? Because if kids just made a statement saying that they themselves don't even know, and they might lead you down the
at
wrong path.
times.
So if
Yes.
that's the case, then you as a young man got to be wise to hear the things that's not being communicated and
Hmm.
ask follow up questions to feel that. You know what I'm saying? So therefore,
Why?
you.
Sorry about. Go ahead, finish up your thought,
No, I
Mel.
was just gonna say, just so therefore you could be able to corner them into them actually giving some answers to those questions that will almost, in some way, form, or shape, contradict what they're actually telling you, and then therefore you'll get your own personal insight and answer.
Yeah, I think just being here and having this conversation with guys, older guys, will
Hmm.
tell you. Because I remember when I was younger, I didn't have the older guys to look like
Hitch,
to
we ain't
talk.
70s,
Yes,
bro.
you were the older guy,
We're
bro.
not 70 though, bro. You said
Yo, yo,
older. Bro, be
yo. When I
careful,
was old,
bro.
when I was
Nah, it's because
younger,
it's
Bro,
because
when I
bro.
was
Ish was the
younger.
older
Now,
guy. That's
when I
why.
was younger, now I am the older guy, and so
Yeah.
now I realize all my path and the mistakes that I made when I was younger that I do not want Malik to make. Because
He changed his own
you
tone. You
watch
see how he changed his
TV,
own tone? The
you
older
watch
guy.
TV, or you watch TV, or you listen to what they're saying. Oh, I want a guy that's sensitive and this and that and whatever, but they want that guy to be their friend, right? They want a different type of guy to date. That's all I'm
Right.
saying.
No,
Hello.
that's fair. That's fair. I mean, touching on that, I kind of because some of my closest friends are women, so they kind of check me on the emotional level where I can check myself.
Hey,
Yeah,
Malik, that's not by choice. Do you realize that, right?
also
You was
true.
raising a yeah, you're raising a very dominant woman family.
Very true. Yeah.
Finish your thought. Don't let him interrupt you, Malik. Go ahead.
No,
Finish
no,
your
no, no,
thought.
no, no. I mean, he
Yeah,
makes a
jumping
good
up
point.
all.
He makes a good point, but I'm just saying it for the fact of like some of my closest friends are women, so being able to bounce ideas off of them and getting their perspective on like so I'll go ask my female friend the same question I'll ask a male friend, so I get the mesh of the two, and then
Yeah.
I'll make my decision based off of how I feel about it and then how their insight has helped me think through it with certain situations.
Well, I
Gotcha.
think that stems clearly from your parents, like having the mom and the dad opinion and going into
Hmm.
one. I think a lot of times we do as male, we go off straight. We got the aggressive hormone, right? So we always going off. I remember one time you called me, and can I tell this story?
Go
Can I?
ahead.
Can I? Look,
And he
I ain't
does
got to
not. You
tell it
don't put
now.
him
I
on
ain't
the
got to
spot
tell it.
like that.
Go ahead, nah,
You
It's
go
don't
like,
put
ahead,
him
go
on the
ahead,
it's
go
spot
like,
ahead,
like
go
go
that.
ahead.
I'll be
ahead,
This
like,
can
bro.
help
have him
somebody.
do the
This can
story.
help
Be like, can
somebody
I
out
tell the
there.
story?
This can
I
help
mean,
somebody.
can I? I mean, can I
Yeah,
share it?
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Example.
Go ahead.
Okay. So he just called me up, and I'm gonna sum it up. I ain't gonna go in details and everything, but he called me. He was just like, "Yo, bro, I got a situation going on, and I want you to tell me what you think about it and what I should do about it." And it was very minuscule. It was about the living situation and thermostat issues or whatever. But he was just like, um, so I listened to him. I listened to the problem. I said, well, bro, you gotta have to draw a meeting. You gotta pull these people together and draw a meeting, right? That's what I said, right? You gotta pull these people together and have a meeting and sit down and talk. And then he was like, okay, bet. And then he was like, yeah, I talked to you say you talked to JoJo, right? Or something like
Yeah,
that. And
yeah, yeah.
JoJo was like, "Man, pull that thing out of there, man. Let's go ahead, shut it down. Shut it down. Let, let them feel
Yeah.
it." And I'm like, like that's
Uh,
and that's the age difference, and that's what I try to say, like the age difference of understanding that you can't just move off that aggressive hormone, like you can't just be like, oh, shut it down when it should be some kind of communication happening,
For sure.
and sitting down and talk. But I never got your feedback of what happened. I don't know if you want to expand upon that
I
now.
I
We
got
could
you.
do it on a personal note, but if you want to, go for it.
I can tap into it here. So basically, what ended up happening? He didn't respond to my message to talk. I went to knock on the door, and he wasn't there. So what ended up happening? He kept doing it. When he was there, he kept adjusting it to a point where I just got tired of it, and I just, made a complaint to the office. Like, it was just the back and forth, and then not wanting to communicate in between, kind of just was too much, and I just wasn't gonna stress myself out about it. So, um, ended up talking to the office. And what they ended up doing was they sent me an email saying they'd set the temperature between 68 and 70, which I think is reasonable in most cases. Um, and put a lockbox on the cover on the thermostat.
Wow.
Right,
Wow.
right. So if anybody had to make any changes to the temperature, it would have to be a maintenance request and then maintenance don't work on weekends.
Wow.
Right.
mm.
So
What
they ended up
temperature was
doing,
he putting it at before?
dude, there was times where in the winter, like it, well, not even in the winter, it'd be like into the spring and it's 69 degrees outside, 70 maybe, and he's setting the inside temperature to like 75 on heat. So I'm like, yeah, no, I couldn't do it. I'm sweating in my room. I'm like, dude, it's just clammy. I couldn't. It was just too much. And there's one time where I was in the living room. No, I was in the kitchen washing dishes, and I came in and I was like, bro, why is it so hot? I changed it back to cool and put it to 70. And I think not even 5 minutes later, I think he came out and changed it back to heat. And this went
Oh
on for
wow.
like, dude, it
You,
went on
you,
for
you
like
see?
30 minutes. Huh?
Look at these guys' faces. Look at these guys' faces. You see how their face look? They're like, soon as you said that, they're like,
Yeah,
because
that
that's
doesn't
the
work.
male. That's a male hormone. Like, nah, bro, you're not gonna be
Nah, like,
touching this after me, bro.
It
You know
doesn't
what I'm saying?
work.
Like, that's what we want to do, Malik. Naturally, we want to be like, nah, bro. Like, you gonna have to see me about this. Like, what are
It
you
sounds
doing?
like you handled it. It sounds like you handled it well.
it was just annoying, but like it was a back and forth for 30 minutes of just heat, cold, heat, cool, heat, like
Oof.
uh, it was just too much. So when the office put the lockbox on now, they set it to 73, but I wasn't gonna make a big deal about it. But it was just because it still felt too humid inside for me.
Hmm.
So I adjusted it down. I didn't have a key to the lockbox. I just have the tools to access the lockbox. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, you have the ingenuity.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so dropped it to 70, I think it was, and then I'd see him make a maintenance request because when anybody in the unit makes a maintenance request, it goes to everybody's phone. So I
Got you.
saw the maintenance request, and he was like, um, "Why is it not at the temperature that we agreed on? I didn't agree on this temperature with him, by the way. This was just."
Yeah.
He was like, "Why is it not on the temperature we agreed on?" Blah blah blah. And like, I was just like, "Okay." And then the maintenance would come in, they fix it. I think I'd wait till the weekend on purpose because I know they don't work weekends.
Man, this thing looks frozen.
Won't say nothing to nobody. I was in the kitchen one time cooking and walked into the kitchen, didn't say nothing to nobody, just went about his thing and went back
Wow.
to the room. Yeah.
That ain't something you can teach right now at this tender age.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's just. I feel like that's just common courtesy. But then again, that's how we grew up. So
Yeah.
it's just,
Wow.
yeah, it's just interesting.
It's rough to not feel comfortable in the place that you live. You know what I mean? Like you try to, like you said, you try to find a compromise. You try to figure out, what's going on.
Yeah.
Is he going through menopause? What? And I like the house not too cold because I don't want to be inside and wearing a jacket. You know what I mean? And I don't need it to, and I don't want it hot.
Look at Dre.
Like this guy right there.
that,
You know what
that's
I'm saying?
good, bro.
Inside wearing a
Bro,
sweater.
out of nowhere, it's cold. It's cold in Texas.
As
50
big as
degrees
he
this
is,
morning.
50
Wow.
as big
50
as he is, he
degrees.
inside wearing 50 degrees.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh wow. Oh
He's
wow.
big? Yeah, you would consider that one, huh? Cause that
Nah,
jacket
you
gotta
think that
be on
Texas
that
is hot,
50.
but they get cold sometimes
Overnight.
where he is.
It's
So
out
yeah,
of nowhere.
Texas flip flop just like Tallahassee. Texas will
Yeah.
do that.
It might be because there's
Yeah.
some tornadoes and some storms going on in
Here go to
like
meteorology. Here go to
no,
meteorology.
I speak to other people.
Right here,
There's
people. It's
Wow.
tornadoes in the
clearly
ethos
hot
of
because you can see
Texas.
my
They tell me
clearly hot, so you can see my nipples. You know,
All right, all right, all
and
right. Listen,
they could cut
listen.
they could cut glass right about now.
I'm telling you, they tell me. They keep me
Mhm.
updated. I know people in
You
Ohio,
say his nipple could
Arkansas.
cut glass right now, bro? Did you just say that, bro? Bro, you say your nipple could cut glass, bro.
That's wild. That is wild.
All right, all right, all right. Let's get to these questions. All right, hey Malik.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just ask you a series of questions. You can answer it, and we're gonna pick it around. Um, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Hello.
Like, what is the biggest difference between what you learn in the classroom and what you actually like do on the job site?
What's the difference? The
Because
biggest difference?
give, I mean, hold on. Give
Yeah,
people a
yeah.
backstory again, like what you're majoring in and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So my major is construction engineering technology. So with that major, it's a very diverse field of surveying. You can do surveying, you can do management, you can do the engineering aspect of it because they teach all of it, and then there's also the management side. So I do the management side in the field, and the biggest difference I can see between the classroom and the field is people. I see a lot of people like struggle reading drawings. And I think if you're able to read drawings in construction, like that's the easiest part. It makes everything else easy because you know what you're looking at. And I think our school does a good enough job to teach people how to read certain plans, to where they're not completely lost, but like there's still room for improvement. I kind
So,
of have like that. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, so was it challenging for you in the beginning when you first started reading drawings or what?
So I had the upper hand because my mom does architecture, as y'all know. So she kind of got me into it earlier.
Because I
I
was just about
remember.
to say when I was trying to first learn how to read drawings, bro, I was
Yeah.
like, it's like, like
Or
I was like, but it was like geographic,
Yeah.
esoteric kind of,
Yeah.
it was like satellite. To me, it was just like foreign, bro.
Just
So for
alien
you to
was.
have the upper hand, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you numerous road trips where my mom would just be working on the plans while we drive for it. Um, Also had a different job. I had a job in Tallahassee doing civil engineering. Civil is not my realm whatsoever, but it was fun to learn that side of it because it was with FAMU grad, and he has his own business. And he
So what
hired me.
is what
Yeah.
is civil engineering?
So civil engineering is basically the land. You're designing for the land and how the runoff works and those things and the slope of the land and how much you have to cut and fill and um different distances. So like there was this parking lot that I was working on. Like you have to be able to see a certain distance from a stop sign or see a certain radius from a stop sign. So it's those little nuances that people don't really think about on a day to day that civil engineering entails. Because at the end of the day, civil can make or break your building or your property in any way. Um, so it yeah, he helped me learn, which is Peter Okonkwo. He helped me learn a lot as far as the civil and the drainage calculations and um things of that nature. He had me do a full I think he had me do like a full development, like do a
Mm.
drawing for like a full development area.
Wow.
He said
So
here,
what was it? What was it? Was it just a land, or was it just a building infrastructure, or
it was like homes. It was like a community of homes on a lot. So yeah, so I had to design the slope of like the retention pond and then do the sloping of the road and all of those things and slope of the land. Um Make sure we had like the right amount of what was it?
so
Right amount.
you wasn't doing the house itself. You was mostly
No,
designing the
the
land.
land. Right.
Okay.
Right. So it was mostly land development and like drainage and sewer and making sure the sewer is at the right invert or
So
elevation.
now say if I was building the land and I got the land, what is
Yep.
like the so say is it like an acre like and then I decide to make dimensions about what I'm gonna do with the pond and I'm gonna bring it up. Do you have to bring up the land 3 feet, 2 feet? Like
So
is
it
all
depends.
predicated on where you at?
Yeah. So it's based off of the zoning for the area. So certain
Mm.
places you can't build within a certain distance of your property line. Or and then with the land, the land is more of drainage. So you calculate the drainage of or you calculate the amount of water that's going to be on your property at a certain time of the year, and then you design based off of that drainage
How can you
calculation.
how can you decipher that? Like how can you know if it's a rainy season? Is that from pre like how do you get that information?
It's all historical data.
Okay.
All of it's historical data that's in like a book, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It updated every year, and
Okay.
yeah, so you go based off of the season, and then you calculate the amount of runoff for the land and how much is going, how or what size of drainage you're gonna need, what size like
Mhm.
draining drainage structures you're gonna need, and then you can start designing from there. Uh, Another one that people don't really use often, unless they don't have like a drainage, is like a retention pond. So retention ponds, you use those basically as your drainage. So you'd slope all of the land toward the pond so it soaks away in the pond. And it's not necessarily
Yeah,
like city infrastructure, you
yeah.
know.
Then you could take the dirt from out of that and build up your land too.
That too, yeah, it's a part of your cut and fill. Um, and then it has to be sloped a certain way because if the slope is too drastic, then the runoff is too great for the space. So you have to slope it so it's a continuous runoff that's not too heavy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because everybody think it's easy to build out. I go in the boondocks and I'm
Yeah.
just gonna build this lot
It's
and
not.
they have to understand they got to get the history of the flooding
There's
and how it works, and that's the thing, like it's easy to buy a land out in nowhere for
yes.
dirt cheap, but then when you try to build on it you have to know exactly how
And
you're
then
going to build a slope.
between that and then the city ordinances, people kind of undermine the city ordinances a lot. And what can happen is
What
you
is
can
that?
lose. So basically, city ordinances are the rules for that specific city. Every city has them. Every county has them, and certain places you have to abide by the city and the county. So there's different regulations, like in every state. For example, Lauderhill falls under Broward County. So drainage and stuff would go under Broward County's rules and regulations, and then the site infrastructure itself would fall under the Lauderhill building code. So every year there's the code, there's the building code that gets updated, and they're updated through committee hearings. So it has to go through committee if you want to change it, update it based off of something drastic that happened. The committee has to still go through and approve it to be changed for that specific city.
So just to get a little backstory real fast, is it when we have those because now that I own a property, is it when we have those meetings, those God, what is it
Like
City
called?
town
meetings,
halls.
Yeah,
town hall meetings.
it doesn't sound like what you guys are saying, but it has like this meat. It's like this. I don't know if it's ethic. No, it's not. Mm-mm. But it's like when everybody in the property decide to go, vote on something.
I think that's more of like a HOA kind of
Talking
thing.
about a homeowners HOH meeting.
Yeah, that's more of an
Yeah,
HOA thing and not necessarily like a city thing. So with city
yeah. It's more
stuff,
like
yeah, with city stuff, it'll be more of people. Um, so there's two ways to go about it. So there's people, if you have a lot of money, you can go and propose an idea for your specific property, and it has to go through a committee, and it has to get approved. You can do it that way,
Mhm.
or you can do the way where you just wait for whatever the city comes out with and then update it based on that. There's the two; those are your two ways you can really go about it. Um, yeah, yeah, that's really it
You
for the
either
most
pay
part.
to play or you wait and see
You
what you
wait
get.
and see, and what you can see what you can get out of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
all right. So
that's in, that's interesting.
yeah. It's there's little finite pieces that people don't know about that you
So
find
basically,
out.
you got that you were able to have the background because of moms. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So you have an advantage, to the others that you'd be going up against, or going
for
for the job
sure.
against.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it never really stopped the learning on like between me and my mom because even recently this past winter break for me, she had this project she was working on and she was going out of town. She had asked me to finish it because I have the
mm,
program on my laptop to do it. So she sent me the file
Okay.
and I had to go through and finish it and put it on a paper so it can get printed and then submit
wow,
it to the city.
wow,
So when I say it doesn't stop, like it's a continuous thing. She'll help me just the
That's
wow.
same as
awesome.
and stuff.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah,
So you're able to get the insight, for what an architect would, have to go through.
They-
So you have, like, you get to see that,
yeah,
and you've experienced it. And then your dad, it doesn't stop there, because your dad is like, he can fix anything. You know
dude,
what I mean? Like,
I've gotten both
I've
sides of the
seen something
coin.
that he can't.
I've gotten both
Yeah.
sides of the coin, so it's been a blessing. Um, just having the technical aspect of it, and then growing that with school, and then the physical out there doing it with my dad every summer or whenever I got a chance when I'm down there. It helps for sure because you get the real
Yeah.
world application before most of your peers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I can
so
see
were
you in
you
an
like
office somewhere.
No,
so?
I don't like being
Hey,
offered.
that brings to my next question. Like, like honestly and truly, like Kish said a great thing. Like, do you think like most people who starting off in your career, or do you think it's best to start off in the office? And do you prefer the office or your field? You prefer the field?
I'm a field type of person personally, because I don't like sitting in an office. It's not that like I can't do it. I just don't like personally sitting in an office all day.
Hmm.
Um,
But
I
it's
rather
easy
be.
work. It's easy work, right?
You say that it's not.
That's
Hello.
I promise it's not. When you got to sit in owners'
it
meetings
just
and
take
you
a
got to
different muscle.
propose. You got to sit there and propose things to the owner and talk about different contingencies and different money set aside for certain things. Like it gets tedious in those office meetings, and that's why I stay in the field.
That's a
And
big
to
thing,
Martin
like
where
what
told
he's
me a
yeah,
long
saying, that
time
you're
ago.
dealing with.
Martin said, I'm not a field guy, man. Dre, I'm the inside kind of guy. You
uh,
know,
I
that was
can't. I
that that
rather,
was that was at a point in my life for sure. Yeah, yeah.
dude. I
Because it
rather.
was, you get to a place like it's. My thing is once you get past a place where you're like, okay, the physical aspect of things, but then now you realize you want to work on other aspects to you, other attributes.
Yeah,
Like, okay, this is where I need to dive deep in. The mental, having the mental aware. I mean, having the mental
fortitude.
duration, fortitude. There we go, mental fortitude and just duration. You know, being able to do those little tedious tasks and not want to have to be able to get up and go do something. Like, okay, no,
Yeah.
be able to kind of get really good at this skill set.
Yeah, and I think my last team that I worked on helped balance both sides. Because I was in the field a lot with like field coordination and learning the trades and coordinating with different trades. But at the same time, they had me do a PM kind of thing where I had to. So we had to do an exterior skin mock-up, right? And for those who don't know what a mock-up is, it's basically a smaller scale version of what's gonna be put on site. They had me basically get the pricing, put the pricing together in a package, present it to the owner, get it approved, and then my PM found the contingency to build it. So that's the money that's put aside um, in the contract that hasn't been touched. Help me find the contingency to build it. So that
so
was that was
can you give us an idea of what it
yeah.
was that you know?
So it was okay. So basically, it was I was working on a hospital. And
Okay.
in our hospital, we had these, I think it was like 10-foot windows with like an arch at the top. Um, and I had to, yeah, it was something because we were just doing it so we could see how the materials transition between, so like the caulking or like the space or the gap or things like the things that people don't think about on a regular day walking into a building. That's what we were trying to verify. Like it looked good and it was acceptable. So what I had to end up doing was from inception, I had to get the pricing for that wall that it was going to
Mm.
be between, the glass was going to be between, get the pricing for the wall, the footer, the reinforcement, all of that from our masonry trade. Then I had to get glazing, which is glass and all those. Had to get that estimate for that space. Then stucco. It was glazing, stucco, roofing, and exterior framing. I want to say.
So much things. God
Yeah,
damn.
yeah, and I had to put it all in a package and get
And
the
then when you
cover.
guys are pricing these, do you guys price them off just one company that you guys are working with, or you guys price them with different? You guys take the median or what, like the number? Or,
So in this case, we're not the ones pricing it. We're getting the prices from our subcontractors that are already in executed contracts. So our masonry contractor is the same one that's already out there building the foundation, right?
hmm
Our glazing is the same one that's going to be doing it on the actual building. So we kept it that way so that it can be consistent throughout, and there's no blurred lines or miscommunication. Um,
So you guys
and you
basically just stick with the company that you guys are okay.
right, right,
Yeah.
right. So it helps that way, doing it that way. And then they send us a price and put it together with the other prices, and obviously, I have my PM look over it before I submitted it, and
hmm
then submitted it and talked about it in our owner architect contractor meeting, and got the green light. So then from there, had to get scheduled together for it to send to everyone, so we know okay, Masonry's working such and such days. Then it's time for what was it after that, like glazing to come in, or like for example glazing. So had to do that and update it as material times changed. So it was a continuous thing for about a month or so till we got it built on site. And they kind of just threw me to the wolves with that part, just coordinate the on site stuff as well. You're gonna
Wow.
find a place to put it, make sure it's
Wow.
not in the way, and make
So this
sure.
was like legit going.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So yeah, they threw me to the wolves, bro. It was me
Damn.
just yeah, just me just getting everybody on the same page and contacting. So I'm calling masonry, I'm calling glazing, I'm calling exterior sheathing and all of that all the way through. Nobody else helped me, nobody else was doing nothing. It was just here. These are the numbers. That's what you need to do, and here's how you gonna do it. And I had to just
Wow.
follow through. Yep.
That's
As, as,
awesome.
as an intern.
Jesus,
That's
bro.
awesome. That's how
That
you
people
get.
don't even know the weight of that. That's a lot. That's
Yeah.
a
No, that's
lot.
awesome.
Not to mention the field stuff that were still going on at the same time. So I'm helping my PE figure out problems and fix problems. And then they're coming to me about different things. Like I think we had like a block that was like 2 inches off of the foundation. And it wasn't gonna match up with the steel up top. And
Yeah.
they're like, does
Can
that
you
look
move the
off to you?
steel, or can you can you
I'm
just strip
like,
it out in the
they're
column?
like,
Like no.
does that look off to you? I'm like,
You
it's a
start
little
making it
bit.
off. You start making it off. You're like, yeah, you guys gotta have to move that. I know how
Yeah,
this work, bro. I know how this
dude,
work.
dude. And
Yeah.
then it was like the block wasn't gonna meet the bent plate. There was gonna be a gap between the bent plate and the block.
Oh.
Yeah, so we had to like
Wow.
inch the wall in a little bit to get it to match up with the bent plate.
Well, it just shows you the faith that they had
So
in
what did
you
you
because,
guys
like,
use to fill that in?
Huh?
What did you guys use to fill it in?
We didn't necessarily have to fill any like we didn't have to fill the gap because by the time we got it sloped, like it was such a small enough slope because we
Yeah.
caught it so early. So we slowly sloped it toward the bent
Okay.
plate. So it wasn't like one of these, but it was
Yeah.
like something slight
yeah,
that. So it
Yeah.
wasn't big
yeah,
eyesore.
Ooh.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it ended up
Well, like
working
I was
out
saying, that
after
that
all.
just shows. Go ahead, bro.
No, no, I was just saying. So it ended up working out after all.
Yeah. For
It's
sure.
so
Well,
much
it just
little
shows how much. It
detail
just shows how
and
much faith that they have in you. To
Yeah.
be able to have you, like you said, even as an intern,
did you have
do
faith
that
in
because
yourself when
people,
you were doing it?
Dude,
he didn't have the faith in himself. I guarantee you, he did. He was winging that shit.
bro,
You know
it
what I'm
was
saying? But it's okay. It's
You're
okay.
like, oh,
It's
bro.
okay.
it's one of those things that like I'm I had faith in myself, but like I
Everything is
also
riding on
wanted
you, bro. That's crazy.
yeah, and I had to go back to my project team and kind of run it by them for sure before I was like, okay, yeah, you can go ahead and do this. Just to make
Came
sure I
with a
got everybody.
solution.
Yeah, we had to compromise. We had to make sure what we came up with was good. And
So
our
who do you
PM
go
and
to talk to? Like, who's your mentor in a space like that? Who's like the person you
um
go to?
so on that project, our team was really small. I think it was like 5 or 6 of us.
Hmm.
So it was a lot more personal than some of the other jobs I've been on. So I can really jump and go ask my PM, or I can ask my PX, my project executive, or I can go ask the PE, which is the entry level position, or my super. So it didn't feel like there was any one specific person because I was always bouncing between different people on different things, you know, um,
Well,
and different years of experience as well.
so
So
you're
Absolutely.
probably so are you like the only person on your team that's probably in that position that you was at that time, specific time, or did you have somebody else that was right next to you, like in the same position?
um on like as far as interns, I think
Yeah,
I was probably the one that did a lot more of the legwork
that work.
in the
Yeah.
field, in the office. I mean, I think I did the most, aside
Mm,
from one of my other buddies. He was in the estimating part of the company, so
mm.
they had him in the office, but his takeoffs and he was writing contracts and all those things, so he it was a lot more technical on his side. Whereas for me, I got a good balance of both. Uh, but for sure, I think I did the most out of.
But you
Oh
still
wow.
oversee the estimate and all that stuff.
Not necessarily oversee the estimate because the estimate is before the contract, but more of being able to bounce back to contracts and make sure, okay, you have this specific scope or you own this in your contract. So you have to get it out there. It's not the other contractor per se, because they don't see each other's contracts. I have to be the one to be the mediator to be like, okay, this is such and such.
Yeah.
This is their work. This is their scope. You own this. You owe us those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
do you juggle this and still party? Because I know you party. This
I
guy
didn't know.
party. I've been hearing stories about you throughout some lines of things, and they'll be like, "Yo, Malik is partying, bro."
Dude,
So how do you balance college life, doing all this and partying at the same time?
um, honestly speaking, this semester I've kind of chilled out on the party scene because the thing with Tallahassee, like, it's good when you get here, and it's good for the first 2 years, 3 years. And then the last year, you're like, I've seen all this shit already. Like like it's the same set, it's the same set of DJs, it's the same like one or two different songs, but like everything else is about the
Hmm.
same.
Say one or two
Same
different
party
Very,
scene.
songs.
very repetitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I've already seen all of these. Like,
Yeah.
show me something new. So I don't
I think
really like. Uh huh.
no, I was gonna say I think I got a question for you too because I think this will be quite interesting to hear, especially coming from someone like yourself who's done dibbled and dabbed in different avenues and you got different skill sets and
Uh-oh. Things about to get
you know.
sexy. Here we go.
So my thing would be to you now: where do you see yourself in the near future, as far as industry wise? And will it be something where it'll be one particular industry that you'll be in, or you're based off of what you done experienced and seen, you kind of want to dibble and dabble in two or three different avenues at the same time? As far as career paths go,
So
like what's your insights on what you see yourself?
right
You know,
now in the near
attaining.
future.
Yeah.
So right now I do have a job. I don't know where they're gonna place me yet. So there's that. But I do have a job lined up right now. In the construction side. But I also don't want to let go of the mechanic thing because it's been kind of fun to, grow this business throughout the last 3, 4 years. So um if I can keep that going in a lesser role but still have it there and then eventually open up a shop with it and just manage the shop, I'll do it that way. Be the capital for the shop, hire some guys, and just manage on the side while I do my full-time construction thing. I think that's what I was kind of leaning on. But the thing about doing that is with the career that I'm in, it's such a you travel a lot, right?
Hmm.
So it's hard to really set a base and say, okay, I'm gonna manage this. But once this project is done, you're gonna move halfway across the country. So it's kind of that thing. It's
Yeah.
like that's something that you kind of dig into once you know you're tenured and this is the area you're gonna stay in.
I
Um,
mean, you told me that you love San Diego. I mean, you love the West Coast. I mean,
San Diego is smooth, don't get me wrong, but California taxes are
say,
not.
said, bro, San
Cali-
Diego is that, bro? I said, yeah.
Dude, it's a vibe, but
California taxes. You're right.
California taxes is just not it.
It's rough.
It's preposterous, bro. It
It's
is
ridiculous.
crazy, bro.
Like
I- and,
40
I- and,
something
and bro, it's
percent.
getting worse because now they're
I know.
forcing them even more. Like it's
Yeah.
getting worse.
It's
It's
like
getting
40
worse.
something percent. I don't understand how you
Like that's
Like
half of the money. It's gone.
it's literally half the money. It's literally half the money. So
So
like
the
you have to be making
Malik,
yeah.
so the mechanic is your own business that you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's nice, man.
I started doing it for real about 3 years ago. Because I realized there was a need for it.
Uh huh.
And every people knew I knew about cars to a certain level. So they'd call me and be like, "Hey, can you come look at this?" Blah 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 blah. Blah. And I'd be like, "Okay, I'll come take a look real quick." Um, and then it turned into, okay, I have 3 people lined up for the week, and then it's
Oh,
becoming,
wow,
okay, somebody's texting me every day, somebody's calling me every day about something.
got
Now
you.
it's to the point where like I have more work than I have hands.
Hello.
So
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, that's awesome.
grateful. I'm grateful for it because I don't have to work per se for someone else. Um,
That's awesome.
but
It's book
it
business.
can be a lot. It can get tedious because
Oh yeah.
there's weeks where I'm knocking out 14, 15 cars a week and still trying to balance school and basketball and all those things. So
So you're more like a mobile mechanic now.
exactly. So all my tools are in the truck. Uh, drive around,
Tell
pull
us a
up on
little bit
them.
about this. Yeah, tell us a little bit about your
Yeah.
mobile company.
So basically, I started the page this year, but I've been doing it by word of mouth for the last 2, 3 years. And I finally was like, all right, I'm gonna just make the page just because it's been so long and everybody's been saying, why don't you make the page? Blah blah blah. So I did it, and I think where I'm struggling right now with that page is just like finding what to post because there are times where I'm like knee deep in the car, but I can't record how I want to, or I can't set it up how I want to because like it's in the way.
You know what would help? I could give you a tip right now as far as get you a tripod that has an auto face tracker.
mm,
That right there would set you up to be able to maneuver through, set that bad boy up, follow you,
mhm.
get your little 30 seconds to a minute clips, whatever, or 2 minutes and clip them, get a bunch of different shots, different angles.
I
That
think what
thing,
he's talking about, I think what he's talking about, Ro, is that he's all greased up and he's not even thinking about a camera. He's
Yeah,
like, bro, I gotta get
sometimes
no,
this
it's
but,
like
out.
but which is why I'm saying, look, like once you have the face tracker,
But you could clip
got the
that.
face tracker, you know what I'm saying? You put that
yeah,
thing down, hit record, and do your thing for 10 minutes, and then try to wipe it, you know what I'm saying, or something of
yeah,
that
yeah,
sort, but it'll follow.
yeah. So
I
What
think
what
that's
I've
a good
what
been
idea.
what I've been doing so far, I'm kind of just doing time lapses. So I'll do a time lapse or like there was one where I was trying to do a time lapse of a valve cover gasket that I was doing on an Audi. Um, and it just wasn't. The wind was taking the tripod and just a whole bunch of shit. So it was just like, all right, like I'm gonna just put this down and
that's
finish
Florida
the
for
job.
you.
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna just put this down and finish the job because this is gonna be annoying and it's gonna add to the time that I gotta
No,
be
but I'm
there.
just saying though, like
Can you
all I
imagine
was saying is that,
you're in the
sorry,
hood, bro, and then it's your tripod is taking off. You're like, wait a
Dude,
minute.
the wind just took it. I was like, damn.
no, trust me, I completely agree with you. But this is where once you do your due diligence, I just wanted to kind of plant that seed so where that you could have something where it'll like
Absolutely, I
it'll,
agree with Ro.
it'll be mind blowing because I just got this one and I'm just like, dude, this thing is sturdy. But like I said, once you do due diligence and find one that's sturdy, and it can maneuver as well and it follows,
Yeah,
it'll just get the job done. And once you're trying to,
Maybe and even mount it to a magnet or something because most of the cars are gonna be
magnetic.
steel. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That you could have it
Well,
right there. But I think what
well,
you're
most of the
doing. Hold
cars are
on, Dre. Hold
aluminum.
on.
Okay,
Some of them
shut up.
are. Hold on, Dre, man.
Just
You
pop
you done
out.
been you done been bogarting this whole conversation. As soon as before Malik even finished talking, Dre's got
you
another
got something
question
else.
lined up. Shit. Ron, it's like we don't even exist here. You know what I mean? Good God,
Watch
Dre,
out,
go in the
man.
corner for a little bit. As I was saying, Malik, man, hey, listen. I think because you're going to college, I think that there's a big thought that then you need to go out and go get a college job for what you went to college for. You know what I mean? That's a lot of times that's what a lot of people think. And I think that just you having your business and you growing your business, the skills that you gained in college, you could put in your business. You don't necessarily have to go work for somebody else. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Because you're young right now, and you're young right now, and you're doing your thing. Especially that's when you need to start your business when you're young, because you're able to make mistakes. You're able to just grow organically instead of having a family and then you're trying to start a business. That shit is rough because you
it's a
can't
lot.
you can't be without an income. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
I just think keep it in mind that like just because you went to college for engineering doesn't mean that you have to then go work for somebody for engineering. You get what I'm
And
saying?
yeah, yeah, I feel that. But I think I do love the construction industry almost just as much as I love the mechanic thing. So it doesn't like me being out there in the field. Like funny story, like even this past summer, I think it was like my third day on site. We had a concrete pour. We had to pour the concrete slab, and I was there from 1 in the morning till noon. Just
Hmm.
me and the other. I think it was me and the other super, and then the super left, and then the foreman came in, and I'm still working with them. So I was
Hmm.
lining up trucks, getting them in place, collecting tickets, concrete tickets, and just doing that. So like it didn't feel like work to me. It was fun because you setting up this big pour and you pouring this big slab for this hospital. Um, so it like
Would you
for me.
would you be able to do something where you could also create like a small business as well with those
Doing
particular skill
that.
sets and
Oh
start it on the side as well? So
Exactly.
therefore, it'll be like you got not only you got the mobile mechanic, but you also
yeah,
have another one for the concrete aspect.
right.
Exactly.
Is that something
So
that could be?
it was definitely a thought. Trust me,
And
it
then you
was.
could just like land your little small gigs where rather if it's just friends and people who you meet and they got little things on the property that needs to kind of be handled, or they're thinking about adding something or innovating, or
Yeah.
and this is where you like, is that something that
So
you that
that's
yeah?
definitely been a thought that I've. So I was working on getting my GC license actually. So
That's
um
fire. Fire.
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I was gonna do that and then have it be a family business. I have my mom do the architecture work. My dad and I will do the labor or whatever it may be, or we can hire someone to do the labor aspect of it, and we manage.
Absolutely.
But that was definitely a thought in my mind, and that was kind of a goal that I wanted to get to as well. That was one of the goals.
Oh yeah,
If
oh
you could
yeah.
get that GC license, if you could get that GC license sooner than later,
Yeah,
you that would definitely be an asset because you can renovate properties, you could do a lot with a GC license.
and
You know what I'm saying? So
I was gonna take the test in June, I think. I think it was June or July, one of those 2 days or 2 months.
So how would somebody go about getting a GC license?
So in my case, there's three parts to the test. So there's the business, there's the technical, and I'm forgetting the third one. But there's three parts to the test, and you have in my case you can skip I think the technical aspect because of my degree. So once I get my degree, I can bypass the technical part of it, and just take the business part of the test and the I think it's like law part of the test as well.
Hmm.
mhm.
So in my case, that's what it would be. But if you're not in a construction program or not in an accredited program or whatever it may be, then you have to do it where you take the technical part, then you have to take the law, and then you have to take the business. So you can
Yeah.
it's state by state. So
Okay.
you can for different states it's different regulations, but for Florida, I forgot the website. There's a website out there where you can register for the test. You pay your money for the test, take the test on a specific day when they have an opening, and then from there you'll see if you pass or fail.
Now that's pretty thorough,
Yeah.
man. Because I kid you not, man. I've even known a guy who used to work with BMW,
Mhm.
and he's had the capabilities to ultimately start his own business
Hmm.
from transitioning out of the field of being a mechanic with BMW, and ultimately those clients that he was working, he's the face. It's not
Hell,
him. He's the
yeah,
face. So you're a hot commodity. You know
you're
what
the
I'm saying?
person.
So
It's the
ultimately,
Well, he
personable
started a
stuff.
car. He started a regular car company, or what?
no, just
Mechanic.
mechanic
Mechanics,
supplies.
Yeah,
a mechanic shop.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
So
With a
I
general
think
contractor license, it can help. It I would get it sooner than later because you're finishing up school and everything, but get it now, get it out of the way, and just having that, you can. It's easy
do
to
a lot
find or make your own work. You know what I mean?
for sure, for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, that
And
was definitely always.
with your mom working for the city, you kind of know how to navigate through that a little bit too. So
That's
that's
true.
awesome.
That's true, but it also does kind of put a limitation on Lauderhill per se, because I can't really conflict of interest. Um, but
Yeah, but you don't have to sign off on it.
that's true. That's true. That's true.
Different city.
Just
Um,
knowing how, I'm just saying, just knowing how to deal with, city officials and getting in and, where to get your permits,
mhm.
set up and everything. Because people struggle with that, just how to
Yeah,
get their permits in. So,
yeah. I
you know,
think I think I got a lot of exposure permit wise because between my mom and then working with Universal Creative and what was it? And that civil company. Between working with those, they gave me as much experience in permitting as I needed because I was working with the city of Orlando, Orange County, with the Universal thing, and then I was working with Tallahassee here, with the civil. Between Tallahassee, Orange, and Tampa, I forgot what Tampa's county or Hillsborough County. There you go. So
yeah.
between those three counties, I was working and going through their permitting stuff and I'd edit the drawings and whatever comments they had, I'd edit, resubmit it. If they came back with more stuff, we'd have to edit it again. And it was just a back and forth, consistent back and forth between city officials for me. And then working with Universal, they they gave me the entire permit log for the entire park.
mm, man,
So
Hmm.
we had 16 buildings in our park in Celestial Park.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I had to deal with all the permitting and tracking, making sure like we're passing inspections. And if we're not passing inspections, while we're not passing inspections, and then relay that to my super so we can get stuff out there and build.
And this
Yeah.
is
People
all in
struggle
four
with passing
years.
that kind of stuff. People
Yeah.
struggle with finding that kind of information, and
Yeah.
something is worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. So you
Yeah.
never know what kind of little job or what kind of business that you could create off of the information that you've acquired. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, like I'll even give this example that there are immigrants that are paying attorneys to set up their citizenship papers, and the
Mhm.
attorneys charge them a fee to set it up. But you could go online and go do that yourself. You get what
Yourself.
I'm saying? But it's like what you don't know. It just
You go
depends
with
on how
them.
much it's worth for you, how
Yeah,
much it's worth to you. You'll pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true.
people go through this world, and they're paying for stuff that is free. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And if you can find the niche and figure out where that need is, like you did with the mechanic stuff, you won't have a problem doing things for yourself. Like I said, doing, running your businesses, maybe multiple businesses, running your businesses, and it's just what it is.
Yep. I think the hardest part is finding that niche. Because you kind of have to interact with people and kind of hear their gripes
Yeah,
and you
that
take
is true.
pieces and bits and pieces and it's just like through the interactions you can pull from that and see that there is a need. So in my case with the mechanic thing, okay, my car has got this issue. Okay, I can fix it. And then you tell your friend, and then your friend got a different issue, and then she tell her friend, and then it just spreads. So I mean, that's how I did it for like the first 2 3 years of the mechanic thing. Because
Bro, that's how I do it now with my
yeah,
clientels. All my
yeah,
clientels are usually coming from somebody else. And
exactly.
honestly and truly, most of my clients, I say majority just now, but most of my clients come from social media.
Wow,
And I try to tell people like social media is the word of mouth now.
it
And a
is.
lot of people, I still believe in physically like telling your neighbor about this
Yep.
person doing this. I still believe in that.
Yeah, yeah.
But social media gets it out
It
to
opens a
a
different realm.
broad
Yeah, it's a
spectrum of
different realm.
people. And I'm like, where you from? And they'd be like, I just gave bro. I don't know, bro, if you hit the client up, but this client hit me up from like I think he was in like Missouri. I mean, no, he was like Illinois. He was somewhere out there.
Damn.
And I was like, well, I'm kind of booked. Let me go ahead and message bro. Did
He
you get
didn't
in touch with
respond.
him?
He didn't respond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like these people would come in and they would inbox you.
Yeah,
Hey, I need you to do my training. I need this. I need this. And it's like
yeah.
that to me is more taxing than actually just word of mouth in person. Like,
Person.
hey, somebody told me you come work out, bro. Now you gotta go in the DM like, who are you? What do you want? And it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
It,
And I would
I
love
think
to
that's
hire a secretary to deal with all that,
100%.
cause that stuff is
People don't see the legwork that go into a lot of
oh.
these things. And for me, especially because a lot of my clients tend to DM me on Instagram, and it's okay, what's the issue? What type of car?
Oh,
This,
where are
that,
you
that. And I'm like,
located?
Another thing
where you
too,
located?
Malik, what would be dope is the looking into these AI features, man, that allow
Yeah,
you to set up automated systems of things. So whenever a person inquire about something, they may say something in particular, it'll generate a whole pre-scripted message to them. And then you
hmm,
could literally have steps of like, or if they say, hey, I got this issue. It's kind of like how you would call customer service nowadays and
like
they
an
give you prompts.
automated. Yeah,
Yeah, so you gotta
but
have that, and you could be able to have that for the platform. So
I
therefore,
think I think I take pride in the personability of it as well, because I do.
hello, hear
I
this?
do like to, I
Hey,
talk to
hey,
people.
He's old school. Hehe's old
I
school.
am, I am,
100%,
bro.
and that's cool. And you know what, too? There's this thing that's I just heard about it where the people can call you and pay per minute, and like if
Oh,
like it's doing a quote or some sort, like so that's even another system. Like, or I
What
know that
consultation?
yeah, like it's
yeah.
get to talk as they're talking to you, they're being built through the app.
Hmm.
Paying
Yeah.
That's
pay for a minute per minute. That sounds like a whole different business altogether. You
for
know,
real.
doesn't sound like this type of business, but
Bro,
All
I
the
kid you no
time.
lie, bro. Do you guys know about the business that you're getting paid now to spend time with senior citizens?
Seriously?
There's
yeah,
there's an app.
I heard
There's an
about something
app.
like that.
Yeah, there's an app that you could go on and you can hire someone to come spend time with you.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah, because they're alone. I could see
Hello.
that.
that's
No, for
crazy.
sure.
Oh,
For sure.
dude.
And they got
I,
buku bread too. I
I'm
bet.
sure. I'm sure. I'm sure.
Loaded.
but you were saying, Malik, you were saying
Yeah.
about like you have to get in touch with the customers and find out what they got going on and the different cars and so on and so forth. So you have a lot of hands on that you have to do. I
Yeah.
think you were just trying to finish up with that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do like the personal aspect of what I do. Because if I can have a conversation with you as a person, I feel like it's easier to work with you when I got to tell you, okay, it's this much for this price. It's never really an issue, or this much for this part. It's never really an issue once you're able to connect with a customer. Because you can see like they trust you based off of the initial interaction, and if you can
Mm.
give them some form of little insight that you can to get them to understand,
Yeah.
okay, he knows what he's talking about, it makes
Yeah.
them paying for the service a lot less of a hassle.
Yeah.
100%.
And it's easier for
Ultimately,
you
you gotta
too. It's easier for you too as you're trying to diagnose a problem to be able to
Yeah,
talk directly to the customer, different from if it was coming through, I guess, an AI service or something like that.
yeah,
Right?
that
Because
that's true.
yeah.
I
Go
mean,
ahead, bro.
yeah.
no, all I was gonna say, man, before I was brutally interrupted. No, so
You gotta get in. You gotta get in.
let me in. No, but
Just slide a little tip in right here.
what's a bad boy? But no, it's like my thing would be like it's just I think getting that exposure,
Mm.
getting the exposure, and then being able to because what you're saying, Malik, is what I definitely is a challenge too as well. Though the things that I actually deal with, and my thing has always been now is like okay, I need to have a funnel because I need to weed out the BS. Meaning, like I need people like when we talk about the concept of when a student is ready, then the teacher appears. It's like when the customer is ready, then the
The
owner is ready.
serviceman,
The
yeah,
serviceman is ready to serve, right? So it's the same kind of thing. So it's like if you get the traffic or you can get the attention, because people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. And
yeah.
it takes for people some time. They got to see some things from you.
Bars. Say that again,
That's
bro. Say
no,
that
that's
again.
real. Oh, that's
No,
Say
real.
that
100%.
again.
But that's why I understand where Malik is coming from because these are true salesman tactics where it's like they don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care.
You
Yeah.
have to
So
connect.
so being able to bridge that gap where it's like, okay, how do they be able to become a little bit well more informed with you? Shoot. You messing around doing videos, content, talking about being descriptive about, hey, do you know that you need to be checking your tires every what 60 to 90 days because you know da 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 and if you don't know how to you could this is a method get the water and the soap
You know how
sprayed
to
on the
read this
tire.
gauge. This gauge you could
you,
buy in the store. Walmart,
you know,
$3. Boom.
you know what
Fix
Yeah,
your
I'm saying?
tires.
So it's multitude of different little things that you could put out there, but what you're highlighting is how informative you are, how knowledgeable you are, how much of an expert you are. So those skill sets that you have, you glorify those things and put it into the content. Next thing you know, man, the right people that's
they'll
looking
find
for it, they're gonna be like, oh man, I've been looking for somebody that knows what they're talking about, speaking my
right,
lingo.
right.
Because that's what it's been even with TikTok with the streaming thing.
hmm
Um, I've had people be like, now I want to be able to work with you. I'm like, damn, it's took you this long to. He's like, yeah, no, I see that you're really passionate about it, and
Yeah,
you,
you
you know
gotta
what you're
see a
talking
little
about.
something
I'm
first.
like,
You gotta
if,
see a little bit.
if I have my breath on this thing, boy, I'll be out of here. So,
It's
you
so
know,
sad because sometimes when people would message me and be like, "Yeah, man, I want to, work with you." I'm like, well, how long? They're like, "I've been watching for you for a while," and I'm like, "Oh, you've been watching me?" And I said, "Okay, I don't even know who you are, but you've been watching me. You didn't say nothing in my inbox,
Nothing.
no message on my videos." I'm like,
inquiries.
Right.
so when you come around and I'm giving you the raw stuff, don't run. You know what I'm saying? Because that's
Let
who
me
I
see it.
am. I'm giving you the raw stuff. And
Yeah.
people want to buy information more from you, the more you're able to give them free information.
Yeah.
And it's like I could give all this information out here. You're not gonna watch my 700 video that I posted ago, and somehow I'm just not talking about it no more. But so
Yeah.
happily is the information you need. So that's how I try to tell people: respond fast. Try to get in the habit of if you see it on social media, DM the person quick. Stop sitting there and watching them forever. Because then you
Okay.
probably miss an opportunity that's probably somebody else is jumping on. And then sometimes when you get overly booked, you're getting put to the side. You know what I'm saying? And that's my next thing for people, man. Just
Yeah.
kind of understand the nuance of reaching out to people fast, and if it don't match, then it don't match.
And I've had many customers reach out, and I've had to like do it on the priority list.
Yeah,
It's
Emergencies.
bro.
so funny you say that. I
Like
said priority list. I tell them all the time. I say, hey, listen, love, you here talking about, hey, bro, how I haven't gotten into what?
yeah,
Listen,
no. I had this one guy, he messaged me to do like some cosmetic thing on his car. I think it was like a side skirt or something like that. And I'm like, dude, like I'm gonna get to it. Just it's just not gonna be number one on my list because I got this oil leak that's over there, and I got a
bigger,
misfire that's over here, and I
more
gotta go.
cost.
I gotta go fix these first before I go do cosmetic work. Like these are just functional things that come before.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but at some point he's got to get on the list, right? Because
And
He's
it's
a
not
paying
saying he's
customer.
not on the list. It's not saying he's not on the list,
Okay.
but he won't be the priority on the list. He's on the
Can you
list. I
pass it
get it
off,
though.
Malik?
Hmm?
Can you pass it off? Why don't you pass it off?
Um, I can, but
Hmm.
if I do have the availability to do it, just not
You
right
want the
now.
money?
That
Hey,
too.
hey,
But if I if
get
I
in
don't
What's
have
here.
the
the
money?
availability, if I don't have the availability at the moment, I'll tell them, okay, I have such and such before you. Then, like, I try to be as transparent as possible because hiding behind
Yeah.
a brick wall don't really get you nowhere. Um, so I try to tell them like, hey, I got such and such before you. I'll get to you today, but it just won't be until later on in the day. And they'll be like, all right, cool. Most of the time they'll be like, okay, cool, and that'll be it. Um,
And sometimes the
but
people. Sorry,
yeah,
finish your
no, no,
thought.
no. No, I'm saying there's sometimes where things like that do get put to the side. They're on the list, but they just get pushed down the line because I have a more pressing issue at the moment. Yeah,
Yeah, sometimes the
So
oil league person too may need to be pushed up on the list. They may need to pay a little bit extra because you want to be priority, but I have other customers that may want me to put on a skirt on their
that
vehicle. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? That I can't keep on pushing by because if you do keep on pushing that customer by, it's important to him. And if you keep on pushing him by, you never know, you might get a bad review from him,
yeah,
about
true.
how, you don't
Not
respond.
responsive
So
and yeah.
yeah, I do agree about like,
so Kish,
I get
are you gonna pay that guy who's fixing a diesel truck right now? You gonna pay him a little bit more? You're like, yo, bro, I need this to get done. Are you
hey
gonna
man,
say whatever it
we need to
takes?
figure out, what's wrong with it first. You know what I'm saying? We need to figure out what's wrong with it. And then if he's gonna tell me that, hey, you need to have priority, it needs to be priority, then you gotta pay me more. Then that's a bridge that we gotta cross. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as a
That's how it
mechanic,
works.
though,
That's
yeah, that
how it
is
works,
true. As a
man.
mechanic, though, there
And
are
that's
some of
You
those
really want to get
jobs
in there? How soon you want to get in here?
yeah, you can't
Hey,
let your
you know what?
simple
The
you
person
can't
is
let
like,
how you
"Hey, I want to get
feel
working with you."
about a
It's like,
person's situation affect you can't let how you feel about a person's situation affect your business. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because ultimately it's your business.
yeah,
So like, yeah, I want to come get you, but I got my whole week blocked out.
Booked up.
Now
Yeah.
if you want me to put you as a priority customer, it's gonna cost a little bit more because then I gotta bump all those other people to move you to the front. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I think what I like, I try to do this with my customers as well. I more will tell them, okay, if it's something not as drastic, okay, you can ride on it till I'm able to get to you, you know? And I know it's not, it may seem like a big thing to you, but to in the grand scheme, it's not that big. You can ride out till I
Yeah,
can get to you, right?
the
It won't
wheels
be
will
the
absolutely.
fall
end.
off. Yeah.
My brakes?
That's
Oh, you be
and that's a
fine.
great tactic. That's a great way to move forward where you're reassuring them because you have the skills. You know what I'm saying? To say that
Yeah,
like
like
I
it's
got
not
two
that
wheels,
big of a deal.
man.
You
dude.
know?
Man, it's there's and there's those cases where you work on a car and it's a priority car, but then it's not just this one thing that's wrong. You get oil leak and you got
Tons of
okay,
stuff that's wrong with.
I got oil in the spark plug tubes, like just
Yeah,
things of that nature. You got to clean out a spark plug, you got to remove them, clean it, all like it's a lot. It can become a lot.
absolutely. And sometimes you gotta keep information that you probably know. Like just hey, I'm just gonna do this job and just be done with this job. That's it.
One
Because
hundred percent.
it's not your job to diagnose everything. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
And as
And then
helpful as
some
you are and you
Turn
want
a
to be,
blind eye.
and not even necessarily turn a blind eye. It's more of like I can bring it up to the customer, right? But it's not necessarily the best for me if I'm the one to I'll throw it at you. I'll be like, hey, this is going on as well while I was in there. I just wouldn't be the one to handle it. Like I say that up front. If it like
yeah,
I had a dude that asked me, hey, how much would it cost to change a valve cover gasket on an Infinity? And I got a catalytic converter I got to change too. I was like, I'll do the oil leak in the valve cover gasket, but I'm not touching the cat. That's
mm,
way out of the way. That's way underneath. That's tight.
Yeah,
Or in certain cases, I'll just outprice a job on purpose. Like I
yeah.
know it's past the value, but I just don't want to do
I
it.
don't want to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
but then
No, it makes
and then
sense.
but then you run into those brick walls sometimes where you're like, okay, you have the customer willing to pay it, so you're like, damn, I have to
And
do
they're
it.
like, yeah, and then you're like, oh,
They're like,
Yo,
yeah.
yo, I just heard you said infinity. So hey, did you support Andrew on getting that infinity car? What is it, Infinity or
it was a
Benz?
Benz. It was a Benz. It was a Benz. It was a Benz.
Did you influence him to get that?
I brought it to them. Right. Here's the idea. Here's
Bro,
why. Here's why.
bro.
And I know what you're gonna have to say. However, there are nuances in between. So, yes, it's a car that I knew about before because it was my dad's friend selling it, right? My dad's friend is a mechanic as well. He has his own shop right off of 441. Um, so I trust him with the car, right? I trust him with every car that we bring to him because he's taken out the transmission 3 different times and we got it rebuilt somewhere else, but he's done the labor for it. So this is a shop that I'm always at whenever I'm back home. And I'm always like, I'll go there and I'll, if you got anything that like that's just laying around that I could do real quick, I'll do it. Or if he need help with anything, I'll help him out. This is somebody I trust and I work alongside. So I brought the idea to Marsha and she was hesitant at first because she was like, we bought cars previously from family friends and it's been issues. So I was kind of reassuring her because I went and looked through the car a little bit, not to the grand scheme that I did the other day, but excuse me, but I did kind of take a peek at the car,
But
and
it's a
it was
Benz.
it's a Benz, but it's an older Benz, and those are easier to fix, right? So whatever little issues,
So
like
you were looking at the easy fix instead of understanding that this is a young guy that don't
no, no,
have
no, 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 no,
money?
no, 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 no,
All
no. I
right,
wasn't
all
Like, do
right,
you
understanding the
fellas.
fix.
understand?
I
You
think we
understand
could
what
take.
young
I think we could continue this conversation off the air. Let's wrap it up and then get catch up with
well,
Malik a little bit more because it's
bro,
been a minute.
it's fine. It's fine. It's
Mhm,
fine. It just young like young kids, and I'm gonna wrap it up with
mhm,
this next question here. But with
mhm,
young kids though coming up, we got a tendency. I know I did to
mhm.
buy. Wait a minute, Mario's right here. Wait a minute, Mark. We buy expensive stuff. We literally
Yeah,
buy things on a little bit expensive end because we never had it, right? So
yeah,
it's like one of those things that I could. I try to understand it, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I remember being in shoes like that, and I put money too much into a place that I shouldn't put it,
shouldn't
especially
have
buying
to.
in the like buying
Mm-hmm.
buying a name brand
Yeah.
and you should just bought something that's a little bit more average, and
Mhm,
that's my whole thing. Like the bands I didn't see. Like I'm like, man, you're a kid, bro. Like
yeah,
you don't even
but
have money like that, bro. Like you need to
that's
go buy
true.
yourself a Honda Accord, bro. Like you need to go
But
buy something that's more,
my thing,
doable
yeah,
for your pockets.
for sure. I think my thing with that Benz though, me looking through it and knowing like, okay, these are like the car is in great shape. Although it's a used car and not everything is gonna be perfect, the car is in great shape. AC work, car is sounding good, like no issues really. And the brakes had recently been replaced on front and back. So that was a part of all of the checks. And we all drove it. Me, Drew, Tony, and the guy drove it. We all drove the car. We all said, okay, it feel good, it looked good, everything sound good, and it's good. Now I'm hearing I get a call or I get a text. I get a text like a couple months after they get the car.
Couple months, a couple
Talking,
weeks. Was it a couple
no,
weeks? It
it was
has
a
to be a
couple
couple
months.
weeks, bro. Because I got a
Nah, bro.
text a couple weeks after they got it.
Bro, no, 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 no. Here's the thing. So the tires on the front were good. How the hell they got smooth? Who knows? They were good when I drove it.
Maybe
I'm,
Andrew
I'm,
was
gonna
doing
tell,
burnouts on them.
I'm gonna tell you that right now. They were good when I looked at it. and everything else as far as like braking and all the good.
And that's
Right?
another thing too, right? We got to take into consideration. Sometimes we can't be just thinking like, "Oh, how did this stuff happen?" Like, we got to think about a young man in a luxury vehicle. You got ladies, you're impressing, you're doing a lot of wild stuff, man. You
Things
know what I'm saying?
happen.
Let's be
Things
real. Like,
happen.
I've done a spin out. I've done tail whip. What they call it when you whiplash the car. Like,
You understand?
you know what I'm saying?
You've
Like,
done shit that you don't even know what they call it, huh?
Bro had some
whiplash. Oh,
fresh cars, bro. I remember bro had the Camaro drop top. Was it a Camaro drop top?
yeah.
Man, that
That's
thing
the
was
same
so
one I'm talking about.
clean.
Where you get to fishtail it. You get when you
Man, that
turn
boy
it
had
left,
that
Really?
that thing
Camaro.
fish.
Hey, bro had the rooftop when it was off when it was raining. Bro said,
Mm,
"Yeah."
mm.
You're
Chris,
right.
you know
Hey,
what? It's funny, bro.
Kish,
I had a
you
client,
think he
bro.
had no shirt on now? He was naked in the Camaro.
Bro, I
Come
had a
on,
client.
baby.
Listen, man. But I
Yo.
can understand it, though. I can see, But it's like at that point, you kind of just really, you're mudding it for sure. You're
Yeah.
mudding
All right,
it.
all right, all right. Look. So I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Listen, Malik, I got one last question for you, and this is just because of what you're doing in the construction field and the engineering,
Yeah.
and I kind of want people to have an understanding of, like what it is basically. But I just want to sum it up with like, what is like the most important soft skill that you think that's needed in what you do as far as construction engineering, like as
Yeah.
far as like, would you say it's like the leadership negotiating part of it, or would you need the skills of like problem solving? Which one you say is more relevant and important?
They're both really important. Um, and I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna say is personal skills. Being able to communicate on a personal level, or just communicate, period, can go a long way in construction. Because there's many deals for buildings that have been signed off of just a conversation and a handshake. So, I mean, being able to communicate effectively is a big one. Negotiating, kind of, sort of, and when you start touching into that project management role, um, I think the main one though, and problem solving. Problem solving is always going to be needed in construction, because never is there a day in construction where the same day happens twice. Something new happens, some new issue come up every other day. So, I mean, it comes with its challenges, but you just have to have the resources and know where to find the information that you need to relay it back to the field to get it, fixed. And that's a part that comes with problem solving and just knowing how to talk.
So the main skill is knowing both. You
Yeah,
said just,
yeah. No, and knowing and
but
knowing and knowing how to use your resources. I'll say that for sure.
so if you were supposed to pick one, man, just pick one: leadership,
Can't
negotiating,
pick one.
or
You can't pick
problem
one.
solving.
I love the way
Pro,
he's leaving there. You can't pick one.
pro,
Hello. 10 and 10.
problem.
Don't
I
let him
say
No.
bully
lead.
you into it. He likes to do this. He likes to do this. Don't let him bully you into it. We're gonna
Oh,
explain
I
both of
say
them.
I mean, yes, both, but if I had to lean, it's more problem solving, because I think every day in construction is a problem that has to be solved. Whether it's finances or it's the physical building or anything of that nature, I think it's problem solving, because you can.
Absolutely. And it's
Yeah,
great when you have when, when you can problem solve and then you can communicate it. Great job. I
100%.
agree with you.
100%.
so okay, I'm gonna ask all you guys this, and we're gonna sum it up on this one.
Yeah.
5 questions. All right, here we go, and we can start off with the oldest to the youngest. Okay.
That's
Yep.
Malik. Go
Uh,
ahead.
so the oldest. Okay, do you want to start, Kish, or you want to start from the youngest to the
No, I'll
oldest?
start. I'll start. Go ahead. What you
Okay,
got?
okay, okay. It's all right. Check it out. First question, and nobody can answer until this is their turn, and then I'm gonna tell you guys the answer.
All
Okay,
right.
or whoever got it right. Right. Which tire does not move when your car turns left? Kish.
Which tire does not move when your car turns left?
We were talking
Um,
about mechanics. We were talking about all this
because
stuff, and
it's
I'm like,
differential, all of them are always moving in some way or fashion, right? Like between the two, especially if it's a front wheel drive, they're moving in some variation. But I assume that the left one is moving less. That's what I
Mario,
would say. You want to send it
the
across?
left one. You said the left one, Mario.
The rear left. Say the rear left.
The rear left.
I agree. I
The rear
agree.
left.
Yeah.
It's moving less, or it's not moving at all.
It's your spare.
Oh shit, that's
Lord
funny.
God, are we gonna do this for real? We're gonna do this. Wow, he's getting into his dad jokes. Look at
Hey,
that.
hey, but
He
what if you don't
Became
definitely
have
let
a
bad.
those
spare?
know.
What if
That's
you don't have a
solid.
Wait,
spare?
wait, 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 wait. What kind of tree can you carry in your hand? Kish?
What kind of tree can you carry in your hand? A palm tree.
Mario?
Ooh, that shit. I was thinking about like bark and all that. I think palm tree too. I think palm tree.
Malik?
Um, money?
Palm tree.
Palm tree.
Listen,
Ah,
I
yeah.
figured I was. That's all. It's like the
All
joke of the
right,
day.
third question. Third question. What can you put in a bucket to make it weigh less? Deshaun?
What can you put in a bucket to make it weigh less? Uh, what can you put in a bucket to make it weigh less? Um, Ro, you got one? Because you're dying. You're
Oh,
dying
Kish,
over there.
Kish,
He's like, I need a
Kish.
I
lifeline,
gotta go
man.
for.
Come here. Give me a
What can you
lifeline.
put in a bucket?
Over here.
What can you put in a bucket to make it weigh less? Hydrogen? Go ahead. Helium. That's what I meant. Helium.
Helium?
Go ahead.
The
Yeah.
answer is nothing.
Nothing. Malik?
It won't weigh
Air?
less.
Air?
Huh? Air?
Air? Yeah.
A hole.
Uh, okay.
You could put a
Uh,
hole in a bucket.
Oh wow! It will make
Yeah.
it way less because
Yeah.
it's taking off the
Yeah.
okay.
Air.
money. That is
Okay.
a
Fourth
Oh, he's
one.
loving
Fourth
this one.
one.
He's loving this. You got two more?
W- Fourth one. Here we go.
A
What has a head and a tail, but no body? Fish?
head and a tail, but no body. Uh, a head and a tail, but no body. Uh, you got me on this one too. Stump.
Dump?
Head and a tail, but no body. I'm stumped.
Mar-
Yeah.
Mario?
head and a tail, but no body. Yeah, I might have to throw in a red flag on that one too. I don't have
Red
anything.
flag? Malik?
I've been sitting here trying to think while they've been answering. I can't. I
Yeah.
don't nothing.
You don't
Head
have
and tail, but
nothing?
Nothing. Because
A
everything I know.
coin.
a coin.
Uh,
Heads, tails, no body.
uh,
Ah, gosh.
All right, last one.
Go ahead.
Brain teasers,
It must be nice to have that answer sheet there, ain't it?
I'm
man.
saying, man.
He's like, you guys don't really understand this? Like, are you kidding me?
You guys, yeah.
How do you guys
I knew
not
it was gonna be
understand?
something like that. He's just cold. He's catching me cold. You know what I
Last
mean?
one, guys.
Yeah.
Last one. All right, last one. I want you guys to tell me what's the lowest four-digit number? Kish?
00000.
Right?
Like
Like that
That's your
sounds
answer?
right.
00000. Mario,
The lowest four-digit number.
What's the lowest four-digit
what is the
number?
lowest four? Yes. What? Yep. What is the lowest four-digit number? Oh, we
He
lost him.
left. He said, "Screw this." He's like,
We
"I ain't
lost
answering
him.
your questions. I ain't answering your questions."
That's crazy. How the hell?
Malik, what you
His battery
got?
probably died.
You
His
you
Wi-Fi
got
went.
anything, Malik?
Um,
Malik,
Are we
negative
gonna
nine
let him answer this?
thousand, negative 9,999.
negative 9,099.
Yeah.
1,000.
Oh yeah, okay. Uh, uh,
Uh,
I can see both
I
sides to that
can
Why
see
you say
it.
you can see both sides? Explain.
because negative is less than 1,000,
Less than a
but it's still a
thousand. You can go to
four-digit number.
negative,
Negative? No,
and it's
yeah, you
still
say
four
negative.
digit.
It's not a number.
Yeah,
It's a real number.
Yeah.
What you mean?
I see what he's saying.
No, negatives because you don't use negative. I'm talking about a whole number. I'm saying a whole number. I'm saying literally
Oh,
a number. What's the lowest four-digit number? 1,000.
okay,
All
okay.
right,
That's
so that was the five questions. Guys, listen, this is coming to a wrap. You guys have any last positive words you guys want to leave out there for the people out there today?
Hey, it was a pleasure having Malik on the show. I really enjoyed catching up with him. I hope we can catch up a little bit more after.
Facts.
for sure.
And you know, Mr. Impact here. You can catch me at Impact Welding Services, gmail.com. And hey, man, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah. Piggybacking off of that, just Malik's Rapid Repair on Instagram. Tap in. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, I'm just here doing my thing.
Send me your link, bro. Send me your link so I could put it down in the caption below.
Okay.
And say, is it just email, Kish, or is it a website they could get you at? Also, send me that so I could put it down in the caption below.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, bro, we just wrap up. So just go ahead and give your last word of encouragement or anything you need to say.
Yeah, I definitely want to say I greatly appreciate everybody. Oh, and also you can also find me on my socials. My TikTok is row_tastic. Definitely want to say just always, keep the main thing the main thing. Be willing to be vulnerable and share your experiences with others because you never know who you'll be able to go ahead and inspire to actually propel them to actually do something. So at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And I'm glad that you all are here, that you all tune in. Be sure to drop a comment on things that you all would like to see. And really appreciate having you up here, Cuzzo. It's definitely a
Yes, sir.
pleasure, man. Young Buck up here.
Likewise. Appreciate
Yes.
that.
And likewise, guys, we appreciate you guys staying tuned and subscribe and share with a friend. And we're out.